Let's look to calculate the future worth or FV values in Excel. And so we're given the formula here and a problem. So you want to invest $5,000 today in an account that gives 6% annual interest, compounded yearly for 10 years. Now, what is the future worth of your investment? So just to make things clear, you basically want to spend or give out $5,000 today, and in 10 years, given an interest rate of 6%, you want to know how much you will make, right? So let's start off by inputting all of the blanks here. Firstly, the rate. We were given a rate of 6%, so let's put 6% here, and we have to fill in the N per, or number of period, and this is just basically the timeline we're given, which in this case is 10 years. And PMT are payments, meaning are you going to make any monthly payments or yearly payments? And in this case, no, right? Because what we're planning to do is just give out the $5,000 at year zero or right away and expect that $5,000 to accumulate over 10 years time. We're not planning to give out $5,000 per month or per year. It's just a one-time thing. So we have no monthly or yearly payments, which is zero. However, we do have a current present value, which is the $5,000 we have. But since we're spending or giving away that $5,000, we assume that it becomes negative $5,000, just because we're actually losing that money for the time being. And so once we have all these values, let's calculate the future worth using the formula here, FV. So input all the blanks here, rate, N per, PMT, and the present value, which is blocked by the formula cell, but again, it's just negative $5,000. And lastly, we can input the type. So end of period, beginning of the period. What does this mean? Now, this applies for our payments. So are we going to make payments at the end of the period or at the beginning of the period? Now, in this case, it doesn't matter because our payments are zero, right? We're not making any monthly payments or yearly payments. So let's just ignore this for now. So close a bracket and press enter. Let's change this into a general formula. It's like this because right now it's at currency. So let's change this to general like this. Okay, and so we get that in 10 years time, our $5,000 will equals to $8,954, given that yearly it earns an annual interest rate of 6%. Let's move on to our second problem. So you save $200 every month in a bank account. The account gives 6% interest per year. The interest is added every month, and you do this for a total of 5 years. How much money will you have after the 5 years? This is simply just, so you're putting in $200 into your bank account every month. Now that money earns interest every single month, and you want to find out how much you will have in 5 years, given all the interest you accumulate, right? So let's start off by filling in all the blanks like previously. And so here we have to input our rate. We're given our 6% interest per year, so our annual rate, but please take note that the interest is added every month. Now what this means is that you're earning an interest every single month, meaning we have to convert this annual rate into a monthly rate, considering that every month we're earning interest, right? And not only on a yearly basis. So it's simply just 6% divided by 12, right? Because we have 12 months in a year. Now, this means that each month we're earning an interest rate of 0.5. And why this is important is because if we accumulate interest every single month, it means that that interest will compound, right? So for example, if we're earning, let's say, a 10% interest rate on $100 per month, right? That's a crazy interest rate, but let's just say that happens, right? So if we have $100 and we earn 10% interest per month, it means next month we're going to have $110, right? 10% of 100 is 10. And so we'll have $110 next month, meaning we're going to earn 10% of the $110, right? So that would be $10.1. So you're slowly earning compounded interest. And so that's why it's important to consider here. Same for the number of periods. Since we're putting in money, $200 every month, and we're earning interest every month, it means that it's not actually a 5-year period, but instead it would be a 5 times 12 months period, right? Because we're trying to calculate on a per month basis. So it'd be 5 years multiplied by 12, like this. Whoops. Okay. And so we have 60 months in total. Now we're making payments of $200 in each of these months. So it's negative 200, and negative because we're shelling out, or we're spending out money. And our PV for now is 0, since we're not making any big payment in one go. And to calculate the future value, it's simply just the rate here, the number of periods, which is 60 months, our payments per month, which is 200, our present value, which is 0, and we have our type now. Now our type is simply, are we going to make these payments at the end of the period or at the beginning of the period? Now this is up to you. If we assume that it's at the end of the period, it means we're paying in negative $200 at the end of the month. But typically when you're saving money, right, you put in money at the start of the month, and then you'll accumulate interest at the end of the month. So let's do beginning of the period, meaning we're putting in that $200 at the start of the month. So press enter and change this into a general formula, and you get that after 5 years you will accumulate $14,023. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.